Good morning, humans. So, coming to you this Wednesday with this beautiful, beautiful weather. I don't know how long the beautiful weather is going to last, but I am taking it, and it's not too hot. Yesterday it was really, really hot, and my mother-in-law had gotten the children one of those blow-up water slides, and they've been wanting to use it for so long. So yesterday was the day to use the slide. And well, first of all, it's made for children. So I sat on like the bottom of like the little climbing wall thing, and it like collapsed under my butt. So I got completely soaked, but it was refreshing. So there was that. And then I put on, you see that I'm a ginger, and I've been dealing with my gingeriness since birth, which comes with fair skin and sunburns. My mom used to tell the story that when I was little, they didn't realize I sunburned as bad as I did, and it was so bad, like I had blisters. So you would think that with dealing with that all my life, I would, like, I don't know, be more careful. And I did, in my defense, put sunscreen on twice. 2 different coats of sunscreen that the dermatologist gave me. So like good quality sunscreen. And I was out there less than 2 hours, but I got pretty sunburned last night. You can't see it as well today. Thankfully, it wasn't like a sunburn that's gonna last for a week and be super painful. But still, like, come on, Kristen. That's like the life of me as a ginger as we know it. But today, so far, has a nice breeze. It's really nice and cool. So hopefully it'll stay like that for a little bit. But the topic of my post this week is actually about forgiveness in kind of a different capacity than what I've talked about before. This is just forgiveness of myself. So I thankfully have carried so much guilt with me about so many things in my life, like so many things, like even about how shitty I was for Mother's Day gifts before my mom died. Like, so much guilt for so long about so many different things, and it's kind of like manifested into anger. And there's been a lot of times, and especially recently, like in the past few months, I've had kind of like an uptick of these occurrences where a memory of it will pop into my head, and I just get so mad, and I have to turn it off like immediately. Like, I can't spend any time on it. And I keep thinking that. I was even telling my aunt just a couple weeks ago that I really have to find a way to move past it all. Like, I have to leave it where it is in the past and move forward. But I didn't know how to do it. I couldn't sit and think about it for more than a minute or two, because I would just get so angry and so upset about all these different things that had gone on that I was a part of or other people were a part of. But the center point of it all was me. Like, I was the reason that I was so mad about the whole thing. So randomly, last week, I was going to bed and I was like, hey, I'm going to turn on some guided meditation. I had like no other purpose for it other than I wasn't super tired yet, and I thought maybe it would, I don't know, wind me down and get me to sleepy land, I guess. So when I'm in the mood for meditation, I just go to YouTube and I search meditation. Well, one of the first ones, and I linked to it actually in the post, so check it out because it's really good, was called a self-love meditation. And I was like, perfect, like that's what I preach. I preach self-love, so definitely. So I started it, and the whole thing was like about forgiveness, or at least maybe it was, you know how the universe and God and all that, they give you what you need. Like, maybe the universe and God and all the powers that be they just knew I needed this. And maybe when I was listening, I picked out the things that I needed. Hey, Anastasia, how are you doing? Maybe that was the case, and maybe that's just really what my brain focused on, because I think your brain focuses on what you need. And I needed this. But for me, it talked a lot and like resonated with me personally about forgiveness. Like, I was hearing things about in your past, for like forgetting the stuff that happened in the past and focusing on the future. And I was like, wow, like this is exactly what I've needed. But what I did not know was what would happen during one of the deep breathing times that like the guided meditation provides for, like breathe in, breathe out, and it's just silent otherwise. I was thinking back on, because I'm not a good meditator. I try so hard, but I'm not good at just like emptying my brain of thoughts. So of course, when it's the deep breathing time, I'm sitting there like thinking about all the other stuff that they were talking about in the meditation, and my brain just went right to like I wasn't even thinking about really anything in particular, but all of a sudden it just said, my brain told me I didn't mean to hurt anyone. And I almost started crying. Like, yes. Like, in all the things I've done, like with the shitty Mother's Day gifts, like with the stuff with my son, with the stuff with my husband, I never meant to hurt anyone. Now, I didn't like go out and cheat on my husband. Don't think that. I just, when we adopted our son, like my laser focus was on him, only him. Like, there was very little focus and emphasis on my husband or our marriage or our relationship together. Like, and I've always felt guilt that I feel like I neglected my marriage for a long time. Like, I'm not saying that that doesn't happen when you have kids anyway, but this was like, I just wanted my kid to be okay. I wanted our family to like have the best foot forward. Like, it was a struggle, and I really like, I have felt so much guilt and anger and everything about that whole situation because of what I did. But I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I truly didn't. Everything that I did was like with the best of intentions. And completely, and my husband knows that. Like, he's the one who has been saying that. But I think it took something to trigger, like, I did not mean to hurt anyone. Like, that's not who I am as a person. That's not what I would ever do. Yeah, but that was powerful. Like, this random little meditation video just kind of like triggered something in my brain and dislodged this thought that was just there and that was causing me so much anger. And I feel so much relief. Like, how ridiculous does that sound? Like, one random little, I think it was like a 15-minute YouTube video, but still, like, there's a reason people love meditation, and there's a reason that people do meditation every single day, and maybe this is why, I don't know, but it did a lot for me. So maybe if you guys find yourself in a similar situation, or like I said, maybe my brain was just picking the parts that kind of spoke to forgiveness at the time, but I mean, try it out. And since I've discovered this, I put it into my, I had said before how I'm a what is it, community expert at Fairy God Boss. It's like a women's community, but I put it out there, and I'm not the only one that this has happened to. There was another woman who said that actually her mother like held on to this anger and guilt. She thought that like her dad was really angry at her for something so trivial that had happened when she was in high school, like getting a bad grade on a test or something like that. Like, in her heart of hearts, she thought that her dad held all this anger towards her for that, and she never did anything with it. She just always held on to it. Well, she came across something similar. It was a meditation, and it was the same thing. Like, it triggered this thought process for her where she realized, like, that's not the case. Like you're okay. And another woman told me the same thing, that she had a similar response. She started using this app. I can't remember the name of it, but it starts at like 10 minutes a day where you do 10 minutes of meditation, and then after so many days, you can add more time if you want. But it's just kind of to get you into learning how to correctly do meditation and whatnot. But there were some things that came out of it that she had a similar response to what I did. So I don't know. There's got to be something to it. I mean, people aren't sitting there telling me I'm crazy, although that could be a valid point. But anyway, check out the blog article. Let me know if you've tried meditation, like if there's anything that you've had this type of reaction with, because it was, I mean, I feel great after that one little 15-minute session. So anyway, be healthy, be safe, love one another. Bye.